は宇宙を凍らせる魔女。
あの要塞は中継基地。
ヤマトとガルマンガミラスの機動艦隊、次元先行艦、イスカンダルの遺跡艦隊、全てを動員する必要があります。
総力戦だな。決戦の時だ。
Alright guys, we're back with... Let me just pause this here because we've got a little background noise going. Okay, we're back with the starblazers build, and we're just about getting done with all of our major components. Let me give you guys a good look at the base, now fully painted and finished. And it's looking pretty cool. Let me move this over a little bit and take a look at what the movie poster looks right next to it. My colors are not exactly the same, but I think I got a pretty decent result. And I'm really happy with that. Now we're finishing up the bomber. As you can see here, we've got the pilot in there. The cockpit is detail painted. You can see I've even added some green for the screens. He's got his red helmet on, the green faceplate. You can see his markings on his uniform. And that was not easy to do with this tiny little thing. Use some Mr. Hobby steel for all of the internal components of the cockpit. We have Tamiya Wood Deck 10. Was it Wood Deck 10 that I used? No, Tamiya Dark Yellow. Hello, Dark Yellow right there. For the seat cushions, which you can barely see, and you'll never see once I put the canopy on. Some gray highlights just to make the pilot's figure stand out. I mean, I think that it came out really cool. I think it came out better than the other one. So right now we have the canopy painted up, and we're about to install that. Now, the pilot in this particular model, the second model in the set, gave me the same issues that the first one did, where I had to cut the peg down that inserts into the cockpit to hold the pilot in. Let me put the instructions right up here somewhere so you guys can see. I had to shave the peg down a little bit because no matter how hard I tried, I could not get it to seat in the slot where that peg was supposed to go. So I cut it down a little bit and it popped right in. So now we're going to install the canopy and get the bomber pretty much finished up. So let's pop this thing right in there. 2 simple pegs. Always and there we go. And as small as this thing is, it can be a little tough. There we go. The scary click. And there he goes. The little guy's in there forever now. Now, one cool thing about the plastic on this. You guys are familiar with fighter jets. They have almost like a gold tone to their canopy. It's a reflective gold tone, which Bandai has managed to put into the plastic of these canopies so that you get that reflective quality similar to what the real fighter jets have. And I think that it's really cool the way they did that. I know there's a specific name for that. I'm not sure what it is. If you guys know, just toss it in the comments there. But you can see that both fighters have the same canopy, which, I mean, it's just really cool that they put that into the clear green canopy. Excuse me, my first time with the English language.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And it just looks really cool. It has that iridescent color. I mean, that is just like a really cool little detail that they added. So guys, that's done. Now we're going to work on doing a little something with the base. as I want to build it up a little bit, then I've got to figure out exactly where I'm going to mount these two planes here. They are going to be at different heights, and the fighter is going to be just ahead of the bomber. Something like that. And so which means I've got to drill small holes into this base here, which is going to be scary enough. And I want to make sure I don't drill those holes into the characters themselves. So I'm thinking that maybe one here in the cape and one here on that planet behind it. And we'll have both fighter and bomber flying together as the fighter escorts the bomber back to the Yamato. So we're going to work on that. And we're probably also going to build the base up. Maybe put something around the sides of it just to build it up more like a stand than just a flat piece. I don't know. We're thinking about that. So just thought I'd give you guys a little update as to where we're at. And we'll be back when there's a little more to show. Okay, guys. Just going to show you the first mounted fighter. This is going to be shorter. I'm going to bring it down a little closer to the base. But this is basically what I'm going for. What I did was I drilled a hole in the base. Then I used this bit to ream it out a little bit so that it would be the same diameter as this piece of round, not sprue. This is a piece of round stock that I have from Evergreen. And it's given me exactly what I'm looking for, where we're going to have the fighters hovering over the image here to give us a really cool starblazers display. I just have to decide how high I want the fighters to be floating. I mean, I want it to be up high enough that you can see the base clearly and make out all the characters. And if you're a fan, you'll really appreciate all of this. But I don't want it to be so high that it just, well, I don't know. I haven't decided on the height yet. I'm actually kind of, I thought this was going to be a little too high, but I'm kind of liking this. If I put them here, one here and one here, that's kind of working along the lines of what I want. But the important thing is to actually drill the holes. So, I've already did this one because I'm drilling into this 3D printed plastic filament, which I've never done before, and I wasn't really sure if it would just shatter as I'm drilling into it, which would then have left me crying like a baby after all the work I put into it. But it didn't. It was able to drill through it really easily, or relatively easily, because I haven't charged it. This Hardell rotary tool is freaking amazing. It's been months since I've charged it, and it finally did die out on me right in the middle of this, because of course I didn't charge it up prior to this. But it has been months since I've charged it, and the thing still had enough power to drill this one little hole here before it died out on me. So, guys, I really recommend this thing. So, I know where I want to put the other one, which is right here. So, why don't we just mark our area here where we want to put that one. Because this one's going to be here. This one's going to be here, just ahead of it. So I'm going to just mark the area where it's going to go. And I don't want to cover any of the characters, or I don't want to drill into any of the characters. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're going to take this out. We're going to do a little touch of painting there. And now we're just going to go ahead and drill, baby, drill. There we go. Now, while you're drilling, you have to be careful because I went at a little higher speed than I had intended, because I didn't really want to melt the plastic. So let me bring our speed down a little bit. Now, when I'm drilling, I don't like to come in with the drill already moving. As you saw when I initially drilled, I put it down on the plastic first and then started drilling. As you can, especially if something that's already painted, you can really muck up your paint job as the drill digs in and scratches it all up if you don't really have it well planted. But now that I have my initial hole drilled, I'm going to go in again with my drill already on the board and not do anything. Let's up our power a little bit. Yeah, see, if you have your tool properly charged up, which I am not. There we go. Okay, that's good right there. Now, I'm going to trim off all of this excess here. And hopefully not affect my paint. If I had thought this out, I never usually do. I just kind of do these things, you know, I'm flying by the seat of my pants every time I build something.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb!
But if I had thought this out, I would have drilled these holes before I had decided to paint this. Gonna ream it out a little bit with the drill bit, and then we're gonna come in with our file here. We're gonna open this hole up a little bit more. There we go. There we go. So now we have our second hole done. We just have to keep going until we make it large enough. I have to cut the, have to shape the bottom of that. And we are just about perfect there. Just have to do a little more work. It's a very tight fit, which is good. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do. Have to up the speed a little bit. Wow. Wow. Okay, guys, that's exactly what I did not want to do, which was to hit the painted area, but that's easily fixed. Next time, don't be like me.
Don't be that guy.
Do all your building before you paint. Okay, that's good there. We're going to open it up a little bit more here. We work from the back, it'll make less chance for error on our painted side. Luckily, we hit it right on the edge where the outline of the ship is, so a little black paint on there will fix that right up. And there we go. open this one up a little bit more because it's a little too tight. Okay, much better. That's good and good there. Now, before we forget, why don't we just go over this little scratch that we put in it here. I may have to go over that with some flat black paint as opposed to with the pen. But there we go. It's fixed. So here we go, guys. Now let's do our first little mock-up here of both fighters. That's one, and this one we'll have to round off. Now, when you're cutting with the sprue cutters on these hollow tubes, you're going to notice that it flattens the edges where the cutters come in and cut. So that's not what you want. You want to have your edges, your tube be totally round for something like this, so that it will insert fully into the plate without being forced. And there we go. This is pretty much exactly what I was going for. But we still have work to do on the base here, because we want to do a little something more with it. Okay, guys, so here we go. This is what it looks like up to this point. Still got a bit of work to do, as the styrene rods are going to be replaced with transparent acrylic rods so that you can see the entire base right through the rods, and they won't distract or detract so much from the planes or the base. Hopefully it'll give me the effect I'm looking for of the planes floating above the base. So I'm not going to really know what the finished product is going to look like until those rods come in. But I also want to do a little something more with the base just to dress it up a little bit more. Not really sure what that's going to be, so I'm still thinking. Again, I don't think this stuff through. It just kind of hits me as I'm going along, and that's how I build. Not really planned out, just spur of the moment, flying by the seat of my pants. So I'm going to leave it here while I do some thinking, and I will see you guys on the next one.